My name is Robert Springer. Over the summer, I was able to work with Adolphson and Peterson Construction as a field intern. I was assigned to the new high school slash middle school being built in nearby Wellington, Colorado.
It is a massive $300 million project that included the main building, a gymnasium, a track/football field, soccer fields, baseball diamonds, tennis courts, and all the civil aspects of creating a new high school.
My responsibilities included doing safety audits for the entire site, accruing and organizing our subcontractor safety documents, the coordination of COVID-19 screenings for our subcontractors and AP employees, the overseeing of structural concrete, and the other not so important intern duties. Right now, safety and COVID-19 are major stress points for the construction industry. The safety team at AP had weekly communications concerning COVID-19 and the protocols that were in place to meet and exceed state guidelines. It was my responsibility to make sure everyone was doing their screening on a daily basis and to conduct both the safety and COVID-19 audits, which consisted of walking the site at least once a week and make note of any possible infractions, notifying the subcontractors of any issues, and making suggestions on how better to protect ourselves going forward. About once a month, also, we would get a visit from the AP safety director for Colorado, and I would walk the site with him. It was a great perspective into what they look for, how they look at things, and all the different small little things that they look for as well. The gathering of the safety documents was one of the more tedious responsibilities I had. Trying to get subcontractors to send 11 different documents before they arrived on site was difficult to say the least. But as annoying as it was at times, it did give me good experience in communicating with the subcontractors, building relationships with them, and also just having an idea of the different kinds of documentation a general contractor needs from their subcontractors on a project. To say the least, A&P took safety very seriously. The last portion of my responsibilities included the structural concrete, which consisted of the structural rebar, masonry dowels, precast concrete embeds, concrete takeoffs, and the running of the concrete pours themselves. From about the fourth week of the internship through the end, I oversaw nearly 2,000 cubic yards of structural concrete, including over half the main building, both gymnasiums, the theater, and the backstops for the baseball fields. One of the more interesting features of the project was what we called the radius of the building. The center of the project was an open learning space that was created by two semicircles that consisted of massive precast panels that will have large windows. When finished, it will be the main design feature of the building. The curve of the radius made measurements for rebar and embeds a little more difficult, but when it was erected and you could see how it looked, the headaches were worth it. I will say that I wasn't able to meet all of my goals that I laid out for my internship. Most of this was because of COVID-19 regulations, but this internship did give me an amazing experience working in the field. I can now adeptly read rebar shop drawings, which at the beginning of the summer was an incredibly daunting task. I am now much more comfortable interacting with subcontractors, including laborers, foremen, project managers, and superintendents. Also, I have a much better understanding of concrete and the many different facets of it that you need to know on a project. All in all, it was a great internship. I learned a lot and was able to gain field experience that I definitely needed. Maybe it wasn't the perfect internship experience just because of how COVID-19 affected it, but I feel fortunate to have gotten it and to have been able to work when so many haven't. This internship has made me very excited for what lies ahead of me.